Hello everybody. So next we are going to go from DC analysis to AC analysis. Networks. So what do we have here? See, up till now what we were dealing with was DC. In DC, there are only three elements basically. Okay. Which all are the three elements? The three elements are, one is a resistor, another is a current source, and the third one was a voltage source. Now, this is the case of DC. Now, here current source could have been dependent or independent, voltage source also can be dependent or independent. So, you remember independent, dependent. Okay. Now, when we are going to come into uh, AC analysis, so this was for DC analysis. When we are coming for AC analysis, what is the change that you will see in the circuit is, there will be a resistor for sure, but then there will be something called as a capacitor and something called as an inductor. So generally this is R, this is C, this is L. So RCL or RLC, all the three components will be present. Sources, the current sources and the voltage sources will also be present. No change. But instead of, previously we used to show the voltage source like this. In here, in DC, we used to show it like this. But in here, we will put a sinusoidal wave in between. If we are going to have a DC current source, then we would have drawn something like this. But in AC, we would draw it with a sine wave in between. Same is the case with dependent sources. In dependent sources also, if there is a current source, we will draw a sinusoidal wave in between to specify the AC nature. So what is AC? AC is alternating current and DC is direct current. See, what you have to basically understand is, in DC, the current flows only in one direction. Current flows only in one direction. So you may be saying, no, we have seen that in the circuit it will flow in this direction or it may flow in the opposite direction. I'm not saying about this direction. I'm saying that if you have decided or if you find out that the circuit is having the current in one direction, it will have the current flowing only in that direction. That means, suppose if you solve a circuit and that there was a resistance and you found out that the current is flowing in this direction, in that DC circuit, that direction of current will never change and go backwards. Never. Whereas, if you are talking about the case of AC circuit, in AC circuit, whether it's a resistor, whether it's an inductor, or even if it's a capacitor, based on the frequency, now frequency is represented as F, or it may even be represented by omega, which is 2 pi of F. So based on the frequency, the current will at one time go in this direction, at the other time it will go in the opposite direction. So one time in this direction, one time in the opposite direction. Same is the case with inductor. At one time in this direction, one time in opposite direction. Similarly for the case of capacitor. Now how much time it will take for switching from one direction to another direction is basically dependent on frequency. If your frequency is 50 Hertz, it means that this switching of direction of current is taking place 50 times per second. 50 times per second. So within 1 second, you will be having current flowing in this direction and in this direction back. 50 times it will switch. Okay, so that is basically what is happening in a AC circuit. So your circuit will also look different than DC because now it will have capacitor inductor. So one of the things that you can be very sure is as soon as you see a circuit with capacitor or inductor, you can very well say that that circuit is an AC circuit. Another thing that we have to very much take care in the case of an AC circuit is that in an AC circuit, okay, so now I am going to talk about AC circuits. So in an AC circuit, if there is a voltage source, that voltage source we will draw it like this, and we will write either 5 cos omega t, or we may give a value to omega and we may write instead as 5 cos, let's say omega is equal to 2, so 2t. So you should be able to say that, okay, if omega is equal to 2 and I know that omega is equal to 2 pi f, therefore f will be equal to 2 divided by 2 pi. Which one? 2 divided by 2 pi. So omega is equal to 2, that means 2 pi f is equal to 2, therefore f is equal to 2 by 2 pi or 1 by pi. 2 and 2 cancels off. 1 by pi. So we should be able to find that out, okay, that it will be 1 by pi or whatever is the value. So it may be either given in this form, or it may be given in this form, or it can also be given in a different form, and that form is basically like phi angle 0 degree, or in a separate case it might be as 3 angle 90 degree, or even let's say 10 angle minus 180 degree. It can be in any one of this form. Basically it can either come in as an equation form like this or in this representation. This representation is called as phasor representation. You should never forget it. Presentation. You should never forget it, because from here on, not only network theory, in many different subjects, you will keep on hearing this terminology, phasor representation. So what is the meaning of phasor representation? Phasor representation means there will be some magnitude and there will be some angle written. Okay. Always remember, the magnitude will be always positive. Always positive. The magnitude will be always positive. Never forget. You will never have a minus 5 angle 30 degree. No, you will never have this minus. That is wrong. So the answer will be, if you get an answer minus, then the answer is wrong. If in the question paper the value is written as minus something in phasor format, the magnitude part is written as minus, then the question is wrong. Okay, so always make sure that the phasor representation, the magnitude part is always positive. Please do not forget this. The second is the angle part. Now the angle part may written either in degrees or it may be written even in radians. So if it is written in radians, it may be phi angle 0 radians, or let's say phi angle pi radians. And you should always remember how to convert radian into degrees. But anyway, don't worry, most of the time this representation will not be there. Most of the time it will either be this representation or this representation. Now how do you what is the relationship between these two representations? See, phi cos omega t can also be written as phi angle 0 degree, whereas phi, let's say minus phi cos omega t, will be written as phi angle 180 degree. Okay, so this representation in equation form can also be represented in this phasor form. How we do that? That is something that I have to teach you, and that is something that we have to learn. But remember this very correctly, that this representation can be written in this format. Okay, it is interchangeable. You can write this one into this. Now how to write for that, let me take a new page. Okay, I will draw. Okay, so this is, I have drawn a 2-axis graph sort of thing, and within this, let me take this value. Okay, this axis we will call it as cos omega t. This axis we will call it as minus sine omega t, and this axis we will call it as minus cos omega t, and this one we will call it as sine omega t. Now always remember, always it is in this direction. Always here it will be plus cos, here it will be minus cos. Why is it plus cos here and why is it minus cos here? Is because, see, this direction, if I am going to take in one particular direction, I am going to take it as positive, then this direction will be negative. Similarly, if this is positive, then this is negative. Never forget this, that cos will come here, next here it will be minus sine. You just remember cos and minus sine. It is very easy because the opposite of cos will be minus cos, the opposite of minus sine will be plus sine. Okay, so this we have to always remember. And the equation, let's say phi cos omega t, is always represented with the help of a phasor. What is a phasor? A phasor is something like an arrow which is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. In anti-clockwise direction like this. So this is counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, whereas this direction will be clockwise direction. So let me draw that properly. So this direction will be counterclockwise. So it's as if the clock is moving in the opposite direction. And this one will be clockwise. The clockwise direction movement will always be taken as positive. And the counterclockwise direction will be always taken as positive, and the clockwise direction will always be taken as negative. This is negative. So if suppose this is 45 degree, then I can write this one in 2 different forms, or I can write this in 4 different forms. Very, very carefully look at this, because this is very, very important for you all to understand very clearly. This arrow can be written in 4 different forms. First is with respect to cos. So as you can see, if I am making this arrow go from here to here, it is 45 degrees, correct? In which direction? I have moved in counterclockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. And anti-clockwise direction is taken as positive. So I will write this one as, with respect to this axis, I will write it as cos omega t plus 45 degree. Okay. Now, with respect to minus sign, you can see that I have traveled in this direction. How much? Again 45 degree. Why? Because 90 minus 45 is 45. So 45 degree I have traveled in this direction from sign, minus sign. So I can also write it as, I have in which clockwise direction. So I have traveled in negative angle direction. Okay. So I can write this one as, this arrow I can write it as now minus sine omega t from this particular axis, and since I have traveled in clockwise direction in 45 degree, I will write minus 45 degree. This is also correct. This is also correct. Now let us come into this sign. Okay. If you are imagining this arrow, this sign can be said to have traveled from here all the way up to this particular arrow. How much is that? Here you are having 90 degree and here it is 45 degree. And this is in which direction of travel? This is in counterclockwise. Counterclockwise is always represented as positive. So I can write it as sine omega t from where? From this one. Then it has traveled counterclockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So it is plus 90 plus 45. What is this total angle will be how much? 90 plus 45. So that I can write it as 90 plus 45 is 135. So 135 degree. This is also correct. See, these are all correct. These are all correct. Okay. Now this one is remaining minus cos omega t. I can move in either in this direction or I can even move in this direction. Which all direction? Okay. Which all direction I want to move, I can move. So let's suppose that I am going in this direction. This is what? Negative direction. Why this is negative? Because it is going in clockwise direction. Correct? So clockwise direction, how much it is traveling? It is traveling from here 90 degrees plus 45, which is 135. So it is minus 135. So writing first minus cos omega t and then, so minus cos omega t from where did I get? I got it from here, minus cos omega t. Then how much I have angle I have traveled? I have traveled 90 plus 45, which is going to be 135. In which direction? In counterclockwise direction. So it is going to be minus 135 degree. This is also a correct form. So this particular phasor can be represented in any of this form. Now if the magnitude or if the length of this is going to be, let's say 2, then I will write 2 cos omega t, or here I will write minus 2, because that minus was there, I wrote minus 2. Here again 2. Here it is minus, so I will write minus 2. Let me write it like this, minus 2. So based on that, I can write it in any one of these forms, out of which the most popular form is this. This first one is the most popular form. So I will write 2 cos omega t plus 45 degree for this particular case. That's all. 2 cos omega t plus 45 degree. And that I can represent in a phasor form by writing this as such here. Now remember, if this is minus 2, I will write only 2. Why? Because I am only interested in magnitude. If it is positive 2, it is anyway only 2. So 2 angle. What is going to be the angle? Whatever is written with respect with this omega t is going to be the angle. Whatever is written with this omega t is going to be the angle. So here it will be 45 degree. Correct? So minus 5 cos 2t minus 30 degrees can be written as, try to say it with me. From here first I will write 5, magnitude 5. How much is the angle? The angle is going to be written whatever is here. What is that much? Minus 30 degree. So here you have to take with the angle sign. So it is minus 30 degrees. Clear? Now suppose if I am going to have, let's say another case. Let's say I am having minus root 2 cos of omega t. What is that? That is going to be, I will write this number as such here, which is going to be root 2. What is going to be the angle? The angle is going to be, here there is no angle written, omega t, so it is going to be 0 degrees. So this is how we write it in the phasor form. Now suppose if you are having, let's say another one, okay, let's say I am having sine, or let's say 10 times sine omega t plus 45. Now how will you write it? We will think that okay, 10 I will write as such, and angle 45 degree I will write as such, so it will be 10 angle 45 degree. Wrong. That is wrong, because 10 angle 45 degree would have been 10 cos omega t plus 45 degree. So is it same? No, it's not the same. So how do we write it? We write it like 10 sine omega t plus 45 degree. Now look at very carefully. First I will draw the axis. I know that this is sine. There is no minus sign here, so it is only sine. Okay, if there would have been minus sign, it would have been different. Here it is sine. So where is the sine axis? I already told, this is cos, this is minus cos, this is sine, and this is minus sine. So if suppose you are going to have positive sign, so from positive sign 45 degree, in which direction? In positive direction. So which is the positive direction? Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise means from sine I have to move how much angle? 45 degrees I have to move here. So this is 10, and what is this angle? 45 degree from sine. But we are always interested with respect to cos. So with respect to cos, I can either go in this direction up till here, or I can go in this direction. Now this one will be correct. So if this angle is 45, then the remaining angle will be again 45. So I can write this as 10 times. Now instead of sine, I will write what? Cos. Cos omega t, no change there. Now this is what? This is in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Which one? This is clockwise direction, and clockwise direction is always taken as negative. Correct? So this will be minus 45 degree. So what does it mean? It means that you have to first write 10 sine omega t plus 45 degree into 10 cos omega t minus 45 degree, and then write it as 10 that you come from here, and minus 45 you take from here and write minus 45 degree. So 10 sine omega t plus 45 degree directly means 10 angle minus 45 degree. Never forget this, because this is very important for the rest of your studies in engineering in electronics, because this is going to be used again and again. This is called as phasor representation. Okay, so whatever be the equation, even if it is, let's say it is going to be minus sine, or let me write it like this, minus 5 sine omega t plus 10 degrees. So I know that from minus sine 10 degrees in positive direction, that means this is 10 degrees, this will be this. So from cos it will be how much? 90 plus 10. So I will write this one as, this length is same 5. Okay, but now it is going to be cos omega t plus how much? 90 plus 10 is going to be how much? It's going to be 100. So that I can write it as phi angle 100. You can directly go from here to here. How? No need to write this intermediate one. No need to write. How can you go? Directly looking at the figure. Let me draw another example and show you. Suppose if you are having minus cos, so minus 3 cos omega t plus 20 degrees. Okay, so I will first see, okay, it is minus cos, this is cos, this is minus cos. Okay, so from minus cos, how much degrees I have to move? Plus 20. Plus 20 means, plus direction means counterclockwise, which is this one. So this is going to be my 20 degree, suppose. So this is what is drawn, and this length is 3. So from cos, I can either come all the way around here, or I can even go in the negative direction and come here. I will go in the negative direction. The negative direction, how much? If this is 20, then this angle will be 90 minus 20, 70 degree. And this one will be how much angle? 90 degree. So 90 plus 70 is 160. So this whole angle from here all the way up to here is going to be 90 plus 70 is 160 degrees. It's in negative direction. So this I can directly write it as 3 angle minus 160 degree. So you should be always able to make this transfer from this one form of equation to phasor form. Okay, so that is what is very important for us to understand in this video. Thank you.